And if you need more, oh, yay, you did it, Cheryl. Yay. Melinda, you did it. Woo.
I've got 2 things here. Yay.
It's great to feel accomplished. It's like, yay, I did it. Oh, I'm really pink now, aren't I? Okay. That's
that one. I like that one.
I feel like a munchkin. Weren't they the ones that were pink or something? And Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Okay, Alexis.
So Tara and I can go ahead and present this one. Tara, my soulmate.
Sounds good. We could do it like alternating.
Yeah, on and off.
Yeah, okay. That sounds good. I can kick it off real quick. So, hi everyone. We combine our trainings, obviously, as you know. So, most likely a lot of you guys are workshop coaches and social or build coaches. So, this is the training for this. It's pretty similar. Just look out for the links that we do post. So again, we went over the camp rules and protocol. Just a reminder that as you do these, it's really helpful, number one, for the renaming, because as you've seen earlier, if we do need to sort you all back into your breakout rooms, it's super helpful if you just see the number in your name and you'll just be right back in there in just a few seconds. And having your camera on as much as possible, it really encourages the girls that you're really there and present. And despite us being in the breakout room with just our names, even though it does show that we're there, it's really important to make sure that we're just constantly communicating with them and showing them, open body language here as well. With camp communications, we will be communicating through WhatsApp again. We will be sharing those links later in the next slide. If you have maybe if for some reason some of the campers would like to email you on any questions they have, just regularly check your emails too. As you are registering for the Zoom meetings, please check your emails, and to access them, maybe like star them or move them to a file where you can access them right away, just so you're prepared for next week. And then review the schedule, please. So make sure that you're understanding that which workshops is coming up next. That kind of helps you with not just understanding what's coming up, but it helps you in terms of preparing like certain tabs. For example, if you are realizing that the workshop is in like 10 minutes, you can just quickly pull it up, the materials on another tab. And then for coach duties and roles, I believe we did share this earlier, but of Alexis, if you can share that in the chat, please. Yes. Thank you. And then let's see. Oh yeah, and then if you have any other questions or answers, we'll try to share those answers with you right now. But as we go along, we'll definitely be answering those. So Alexis, do you want to share the next slide, please?
Let me just find that coach roles thing.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay, so here's the coach roles document again.
Yeah, but it looks like, so I think I modified this slightly for the workshop. So for social and build coaches, you want to be there from basically 8:45 until noon, right?
Yes.
And if you're this just was, and we really recommend that predominantly the workshop coaches attend the inspiration hour, because we do a debrief right after the speaker, and allow the girls a chance to talk about the speaker and any comments or questions that they have about that. So the workshop coaches, the social and build coaches don't need to attend the inspiration hour, but I will tell everybody we have, there are some really good speakers that we have. And on Thursday, if anybody has ever seen the show Baking Impossible, or what? No, I think that's the name of it. It was season 1 was last year. We have one of the winners. It was, what they did is they put together a engineer and a baker. And
fun.
she, the person that we have is the engineer, is coming in to talk to us, and she's really cool. She was a lot of fun, and she talked just a little bit about what it was like to do something a little bit strange and put herself out on the line, but she's really a fun person. That should be an interesting session. And if you are a workshop coach, thank you. We will see you. Make sure you do the workshop sessions. You're invited to participate in the Sunday night campfire, opening campfire, and the Friday closing campfire, not required. They're mostly going to be fun. And we're going to play Mafia online on Sunday night. And then we're going to do an escape room. I think we picked, I don't know, Destination Unknown or something, I think is what we picked for this time around. So it'll be a little different than the last one, but it was fun. So I enjoyed it. Just let me know if you're going to be joining the Friday session, because we have to give them some actual numbers so that they can have sufficient moderators to work with us.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, most of the stuff, again, we reviewed it earlier, but again, just please make sure to be on screen most of the time, especially social and build coaches. This is really important because you're really going to be interacting a lot in breakout rooms as the days pass by, and you want to make sure to show yourself and really interact with the girls. The naming convention, again, is the same. Please make sure to do that so that we can get you into your respective rooms. And then the screen and document sharing, again, is the same as earlier. We will have separate breakout room folders for your team that we'll be sharing with whoever's designated to take on the Google Drive manager role. So if on the coach roles slides that you saw earlier, if you signed up to be managing the Google Drive, then we'll share that separate folder with you, and it'll have some stuff that we'll talk about later on.
So, for camp communication, here are the WhatsApp links. So please check the chat for that. You can download WhatsApp onto your desktop, but for those who prefer to use your phones just for accessing it quickly, you can download on your phones and then save these links, email them to yourselves, and then join. It's highly recommended because usually if you do have questions you want them to be quickly answered, we'll be able to get back to you ASAP in those group chats. And then for the Flipgrid introductions, if you haven't heard it earlier, it'd be Alexis, if you can link that.
Yeah.
Great, thank you. This is also a fun way for everyone to get to know who you are, just to get to hear like where you come from and your background a little bit as a coach. So let's see. And then we know the schedule. So
Maybe we can go over just the pink and yellow parts just to show.
Mm-hmm. And then in the meantime, I can also pull the camp challenge to show an example of that.
Okay, so I can go ahead and share the schedule.
Okay, sounds good.
So I know we showed this earlier, but just to go over it again. So these pink sections will be held in the main room, and we'll have either Heidi or Dr. Mimi go over some general material. And then this yellow highlighted, these sections right here are where you're going to go into breakout rooms. And that's where the coaches will be taking on guiding the campers. So you do have resources in the training folder that'll help you get through these sections. But again, just to make sure that the yellow sections, you want to make sure that you know what you're doing because you're going to be leading the campers in the breakout rooms. Does anyone have any questions on that?
And most of this is actually in the notebook too, right? So,
yeah.
But the resources are not, but you know, some details on sustainability and the challenges. And I know that you're going to go over the challenges, right, Alexis?
Mm-hmm.
A little bit. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And, we throw breaks in there at whatever time it is, 10:25 to whenever. But when you're in breakout rooms, you take them when you need to. Nobody's hands or nobody's being tied to their computer. They can go do whatever they need to for breaks, but you control that in terms
Right.
of telling them what they can do.
Yeah. Kara, before we go into the challenges, I just want to quickly show everyone.
Oh, I just saw in that schedule the word HAT.
Oh, the H word.
It's the one it's the old one.
It's the
Not
old.
the updated one? Okay.
Yeah, it should be.
If you look down
yeah,
here,
I just have this open all the time, so.
Yeah, click the link down below there, the Tech Trek 2022 Camp with Links coaches, and make sure it's not in that one. That's the one I sent them out in the email.
Yes.
Yay.
Yay.
So yeah, you should be good.
Yeah. Okay, so I just wanted to show everyone this folder right here. I can go ahead and link it in the chat as well. But this folder is basically where you'll have all your resources. We have separate folders for social coaches and build coaches that have different things. So you want to click on either one of them. And then we also have additional build and code tutorial resources. Training folder. And this is a separate folder from the workshop training folder. So this is specific for social and build coaches only.
Where is this located? This is located where, Alexis?
I linked it in the chat right now. So if you click on that, it should take you there.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
No problem. And then, so I just want to review what's in here really quickly so everyone knows where to go. We have that build social and workshop coach roles in here, so you can check that again. Tara, we might want to have the Camp 2 one in here as well.
Okay.
Yeah. We also have the slides that we were showing this session. We have that ready, which also has some recordings from last year and last camp. We also have the schedule here. So if you don't know where your schedule is, you can go ahead and use this folder to access that. And then, so if you're a social coach, you want to go into this folder. And if you click on this folder, there's different materials based on which day. So obviously day 0, Sunday orientation, we're going to be going a lot of stuff in the main room. So you won't have much to do. But these are the presentations that'll allow you to kind of review the material with your campers if needed. And then again, for the next day, some of the slideshows actually will be not in the main room. So it's good to know that each day has a different slideshow. And so if you're in your breakout room and you're a social coach, you want to make sure you have this pulled up on that respective day. And then right here we have docs. These are basically links to the past training recordings to kind of review if you need to remember how it went or just want to review the training. Okay. And then I believe, Heidi, you're going over the build coach, more additional build coach stuff later on, right?
Yes, she is.
Okay.
Yes.
Just a comment on, can you go back a second?
Mhm.
So that wearable tech training at the bottom, that's all the stuff that came from Qualcomm. So, the social coach training, if you haven't done the Qualcomm training, we tried to catch most people before camp. It was done in the middle of May, which is pretty early. But if you need a refresher, you want to just take a look at it, these are the files that you want to take a look at.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Should we go on to challenges?
Yes.
I can actually take us through them real quick. Let me share them. So for camp challenges, when everyone in their individual breakout rooms, you will all be receiving a folder for those who are responsible for managing their Google Drive folders. In each of those, you will be receiving your own copy of Camp Challenges. It's a fun way to really encourage the girls to be more engaged, to really build those connections, and surrounding our theme for sustainability, it really helps connect everything and tie everything together for our invention. So with this, we are trying to complete all the challenges and we will be winning prizes at the end of camp. So just to show for each of them, for each one of these stops, it is also they're all aligned on a challenge course, and you will start there, but I will show you what it looks like and how to check them off properly to make sure that you are all good to go and you're confirming that you have finished that challenge with all of your campers. So to quickly go through all of them, and just a quick overview, this is a way for everyone to have fun and for coaches to keep track of members' progress daily. It's also a good way to really continuously check in with them to see if they are doing well, and just to, let's see, make sure to have all the activities together. But again, make sure you do a challenge a day and try not to do all of them at once. So each day had something special, and accordingly, just have a good time together.
And this is
Really like a bonding activity for your
Yeah.
group.
It's really intended to try and bond a little bit more with the team. And I think that, did we say in here where all the members on your team have to complete the challenges?
Yes,
each day?
yes.
So you can't just have half of your team doing it. So you need to get everybody to buy in to the fact that they're going to be doing these challenges. And the reality is there are going to be some breakout rooms that are probably going to say, we don't want to do this, or for whatever reason. But I will tell you, the majority of them are pretty competitive, and and we also don't, at this point in time, we don't need to use these login details, right? Because we're going to give you a link, which means they don't have to go through this process. So let's make sure we change the orientation slide to remove that requirement so nobody gets confused.
Sounds good. And with that, then with just a link, let me see. Oh, this was from a past orientation, or not an orientation, from a past camp, but that link is the old one. We have linked the one for Camp 2 in the chat already previously for workshop training, but if we can link the new one again, that'd be great. Usually with these challenges, we assign them on a certain day, and then it's usually due the following day. So please encourage the girls to really do the best they can to finish these challenges, because we do give them a bit of time as well. And then for day 2, this is where they start going more into their sustainability, and here they'll be learning about sustainable goals. We're talking about all the 17 SDGs through the UN, and you all be deciding together. A lot of this is incorporated into the curriculum itself, so it's not something that you have to go out of your way necessarily to really like make sure that you're doing the bonding activity together. This is something that you'll just find yourself naturally having a conversation about within our curriculum slides, so no need to stress about that. But after deciding on your team's sustainable goal, make sure to work with them together, make sure you're having them discuss, have them talk about what they really want to set as the team goal and a team name. Let me do Tuesday. And then the third challenge is to collect materials. So they'll be collecting as many recyclable and reusable materials around their house as much as you can. I believe we did say that the box that their materials come in, that can count as part of their 5.
Correct. That's correct.
So they have a free pass. So they do keep that box, which we encourage them to keep that box. They just have to look for 4 more pieces. And then repurpose for a purpose. So they will be keeping those materials that they collected, and they'll be incorporating 3 or more of those pieces in their wearable tech invention. So as they start building, they start brainstorming, this will be towards like the end of the day on Wednesday up till the end of the week. They'll definitely be incorporating these, or they should be at least, and get their creative juices flowing. Encourage them to. And then Thursday, we are going to be checking in with them on how their tech building is going well, and then also try to think of an initiative on how their invention will be helping a role in their community, whether that's helping solve an issue within your close surroundings or if it's in your city. Just thinking about how their inventions will really truly help other people or the environment, and making sure that they openly discuss them, because Dr. Mimi will mention later in the camp raising their hands, raising their voices, and it's really important to hear their voices as they share their ideas.
Mhm.
And yes, so for the challenge check, this is for our coaches only, and then make sure that they are really finishing everything all together. Once you confirm that all of your campers have finished this, all you have to do is look at the check mark right here that I highlighted. There are instructions in case you do forget in these notes down here, but all you have to do is just copy and paste, and you just have to drag it to a certain checkpoint just to check off. So if you remember how the challenge course goes, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, just like this, following the path. And all you have to do is just put a check mark over each day. So yeah, I believe that is it for challenges. If
Tara, can I ask you a quick question? How were these collected last camp?
collected.
So what I do at the end is I look through all of those folders, all
Okay.
of the individual breakout room folders, and check to see which ones are completed.
Okay, great. Thank you.
The ones that have all the check marks will be the ones who have completed all the challenges.
And then before we hand it over to Heidi for the build coaches, I just want to go over a few stuff, a few of like the duties and responsibilities that the social coaches should be expecting to do. I just want to give some advice. I know a lot of coaches are from last camp, so you probably know this, but again, we really want to initiate a discussion with the campers. And the breakout rooms are it's going to be like that big chunk of time where you're going to spend a lot of time with your girls. And we really want that environment to be comfortable and open, so that the girls don't feel, pressured or burdened to voice their opinions or talk out loud. If the girls seem shy, or if they seem, reluctant to kind of say what they want, then try asking questions. Maybe you can come up with a list of daily questions to ask your group. If your group seems to not speak out as much, or even just mention a topic that they might be interested in, even if it's not STEM or school related, if it's something that can get the girls to, start talking and getting excited, something to get them excited about the day, then that's fine. I know last camp, Heidi and her group, they were listening to music and that really helped them to get going and kind of get comfortable with each other. So that's what we're aiming for. Obviously, you don't have to interview these girls. You don't have to be like, a whole list of questions, but we just want them to feel comfortable to talk to each other, to talk to the coaches, and just have a fun time.
I want to share something that, I couldn't remember it. I was out on the cruise and we were talking about something and I couldn't remember it, but I had it on a sticky note on my computer. So, and the part that there's a definition of diversity, equity, and inclusion. And diversity is that you get invited to the dance. That's getting invited to the dance. Equity is that everybody gets to dance. And inclusion is that everyone gets to contribute to the playlist. So we want to remember that here is that if you're going to do music, for instance, in your room, you need to get some feedback from everybody. What kind of music? You don't just assume it's going to be your music that's going to be what should be playing. So, take opportunities to make the girls feel like they're all really part of the team. That's going to be really important.
Exactly.
Cool.
It's a way how girls also bond with each other, and I know a lot of people were suspecting, like, how did the girls really form a bond with each other online too? This is also one way how they're able to really see what kind of interests they share with like music tastes, and they're just like hyping each other up, like, I love the music too. So it's a good way.
I mean, what you'll find, for those of you who haven't done it before, what you'll find is the girls are doing their own thing in their room, especially as they get to the last couple of days. They're building, they're designing, and there's a lot of silence too. And that's where the music helps kind of fill the gaps, because somebody will hear a song and they'll say, oh, I love that song. And then other people kind of gang on to it. And it really ends up being a little mini community of people that, you know, you got to know in a more intimate way than you would have if it was 150 people in the room, or, you know, 20, 30 people in the room. So the group sizes are pretty small. You're talking about under 12 or 13 people at the most. Your campers are 8 campers per room. And you may have the list that I just got some feedback from one of the branch coordinators today that she's getting ghosted by one of her campers. So she's, you know, saying, I don't think we should count on her attending. So there will be some shifts in that bunking board, that spreadsheet that we shared with you. There may be some movement there where campers aren't there. You don't have to pay real close attention to the attendance as a coach, but you know, make note of who's participating, surely, and try and keep everybody participating. Any questions, Roseanne? How you doing?
I'm doing good. I just have to get my background, which I will. I'm working on it.
We'll help you, hon.
Good. Okay.
Kathleen, any questions? You're new this year. Kathy, you got anything? Cheryl? Griselda, what do you think? You were a camper last year, right?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, and there you are.
So why don't you share with some people, you know, what your experience? Why are you here? Why did you come back? What was your experience with as a camper?
I loved it, and I came back mostly because of the environment the girls make in the breakout rooms, and when we were all together. We actually did what you're talking about right now, where we talked about music, and I found other girls that like the same type of music as me, and I just felt like this sense of there's other girls very similar to me that have similar interests, and we just get to share that, you know, even if it's silently, we just get to share that. And I really liked that I got to express myself through technology, and it was my first time ever doing coding or trying to light up little lights and you know, cutting cardboard and things like that. I just never did that before, and I came back because I remember that my coaches were really inclusive, and they would always like check up on us, and I really liked that, and they would talk to us, and I want to do the same for other girls. And this is my first time being a coach, build coach, and I'm really nervous, but I'm also excited because I know the girls are going to be amazing, because they were last year too.
Don't be nervous.
Have fun.
There's nothing to be nervous about. So, you know, and we haven't played it up as much this year as we have in the past, but you learn through failure, right? And so nobody should be afraid of falling, because you've got a very safe support group to catch you if you do fall. There is so much support that's going to be available to you, and including as you get later on in the week, separate rooms where you can, if there are girls that are going to need a little bit more attention than other girls. Hopefully we'll have fewer tech problems than we did the first camp. We did have some issues with campers not being able to access through their Chromebooks, but
that was me. I was one of those, but that was me. I completed my hat, I think the last 2 days, I think. I did it like all rushed, but I loved it. It was stressful at first, but then I got the hang of it, and I even presented it at one of what was it?
At the branch meeting?
Yeah, I presented it to donors, and I I turned it on and it started spinning. And yeah,
Cool.
I can get
Good
some,
job.
you know.
Job. Anybody else want to share before we hand it over to Heidi? I'm looking at. Okay.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Yeah. My question, this may be not the right place to ask, but we've got breakout rooms all set up, 12 of them. And I actually was so ambitious that I signed up to be the build coach and the workshop coach. So I'm doing that. And I last year I did build it one session and workshop in the second session. And this time I said, I'll just do them all at once. So my question is, am I in the same breakout room in the afternoon? Or you're doing the workshop coaches differently, or how is that going to work?
So how it works in the afternoon is when I will collapse them. And so we'll probably go from 12 groups to fewer than 12 because we'll have to do a count on who we actually end up with each day. Right now, it looks like each breakout room would have 2 to 3 coaches, but the and that would be great if everybody shows up. And as long as there's an adult in every room, that will work out. If some people really intended to only do, say, Tuesday and Thursday, and I signed them up for the whole thing because I didn't know any better, then we'll lose those people. And so we may have to collapse some rooms. It'd be great if we didn't, but, and in the evening, we probably will have to collapse some rooms because I don't think I have 12 adults signed up. So that means I can't have 12 rooms. So however many adults we have in the afternoon, that's how I'll divvy it up.
And you'll let us know where we fit.
Oh, we put you in the room.
No big
We
problem.
put you in the room.
Yeah, okay.
You don't even have to worry about it. It's like we just go, okay, let's put everybody that's in breakout room 5 into this room.
Okay.
And that's the way it'll be all week long. So the next day when you come back, because it's the same link that gets re-upped every day, when you come back, you should, when we push the buttons, you should go into the same breakout setup you were in the last time.
Cool.
Fingers crossed.
Cool. Great. Thank you. That sounds pretty simple. It'll work.
It is pretty simple. You don't have to do the heavy lifting in terms of